welcome to another episode. We're back.
And everything. Look, I'm over here trying to get my stuff together over here so I can go live. Like, I done forgot how to go live on TikTok because we were down for.
You can't go live.
You can't go live.
That's crazy.
Let me see.
They teased us.
Oh, then you sure can't. Oh my goodness, look at that. We were trying to go live and we can't even do a live.
We thought we were shut down.
Okay, so
And then
you're gonna go on Facebook. I'll go on our Instagram.
Yeah. So we thought we were completely shut down. Everybody panicked. The whole world shut down and went into chaos, right? Okay, so then as I'm pulling up, I see all these notifications like it's back up. So I'm like, bet. And we just try to go live. And yeah, you can access TikTok, but you cannot go live. Ain't that some shit? All right.
So I'm live on our Instagram.
Live effects are no longer available on Facebook. Y'all getting on my nerves. You're not letting me be great. I just want to add a little.
So
filter.
it won't let you on Facebook either?
I can go live, but it won't let me like do a filter or effects.
Oh, I don't have a filter.
Whatever
on there anyways, so I'm good. I don't care. I probably need a filter today.
I'm like, whatever. At this point, just
I'll probably need a filter because I'm looking a hot mess. But yeah, TikTok wouldn't let us go live. So I mean, at least it's back up and running, right?
Yeah, I guess. I haven't even got a chance to stroll on there, scroll. Like I said, I seen it when I was pulling up. I was able to access it in the end. So they said that Mr. Beast bought it.
So I saw that too, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it. So Brittany's like, TikTok is back. Yeah, but it won't let us go live.
Yeah.
So which explains why I haven't seen anybody live on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Yet. So that explains it. Everybody's just doing like videos and stuff, which I'm okay with. I'm okay. I don't need to see anybody's live.
Make sure you still follow us though, so we can get to our 1,000. So once they allow us to go live,
we can go live. Yeah, because right now we just go live on our own personal pages. So, but yeah, for now we will be on Instagram and Tina is on our Facebook page.
I just want to say, like, we got the same vibe going on.
I know, it's a black and dark day. Yes. Right. But you don't have your nails done, and I got mine done.
Okay, so no, I don't. I cut them down. Like, I don't soak mine off.
You need to soak them off. You're gonna kill your nail.
Well, it's okay because Brittany will bring them back to life.
Facts.
But I am letting my lashes breathe and my nails breathe until like Valentine's week.
Hold on, I gotta mix this shit up because I went and got some coffee. So I went to go when I went to go get my nails done.
Mm-hmm.
Brittany was like, her husband came in and brought her some Seven Brew. And I was like, I've never had Seven Brew.
Seven Brew is good.
She was like, you gotta try it. And so she was like, here, let me go get a straw. So she got a straw so I could taste hers. She had the sweet and salty, and I love sweet and salty stuff. Like, if you know me, I know I love sweet and salty stuff. And it was really good. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to get one.
Mm-hmm.
Then I left Brittany's house, and I was literally gonna go buy Seven Brew and then go home and continue to work. Right? No, that was the day that some stupid ass capital murderer decided to go on a speed chase with the police of Red Oak and have a total crash out and shootout. And my ass got stuck in traffic for 4 hours.
Yeah.
No lie, 4 hours.
Yeah.
And so the whole time I'm in traffic, all I can think about was fucking Seven Brew. That's all I could think about.
I was gonna say, you should have DoorDashed it. Like, can somebody bring it to me?
On the highway?
Yeah, like pull up on the... No.
Wait, so, and then there was this little old man in a little red pickup truck, and he had like a trailer hooked up and everything. And he had like, I don't know, a bunch of shit on there. And he got out of his truck and started handing people, vehicles nearby, drinks, like canned Cokes. And he was just handing them out to people.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
And then he was like talking to me, and it was him and his wife traveling, and they were going to Mexico. And I was like, sir, I only live 10 minutes from here. I'm just trying to get to my house.
Yeah.
Like,
But like,
And he was like, "Oh my god, I feel so sorry for you." And I was
tell
like,
your people you're gonna be really late.
so yeah. So I didn't get my 7 brew that day because by the time I got home, the kids were home, everybody's getting home, and it was just like. So the next day, I went and got me a 7 brew,
So what did you order?
the sweet and salty.
Okay, get the. I haven't been there forever, obviously, because I don't live in Red Oak anymore. Like in Red Oak, because I used to pass the 7 brew every single day, so I would get it. But I think it's called the blonde or the blondie.
Blondie.
The
Yeah, I saw
blondie?
that on the menu.
That is actually really, really good. And
But what is it?
I don't fucking know. It's really good though. And if you need something to give you that energy, that blondie is gonna make you run laps around this house.
Well, so that's why long story short, that's why I was shaking this one up because it's good, but I should have got an extra shot or two. I like a lot of coffee in mine. Like I like strong coffee.
Yeah.
And it's just not strong enough for me. And so
Try the
I
blondie.
have concentrated coffee in my fridge.
You mixed it.
So yeah, but before you got here, remember I was telling you that there was too much ice down there, so I hadn't had a chance to stir it.
Yeah.
So I took a sip of it, and it was just like all like the concentrated coffee.
Yeah.
It wasn't actual, like I needed to, and it still needs to be shook up a little bit. So,
So yeah, go to 7 Brew and get the blondie. It is really, really, really good. I finished mine.
I done knocked the straw off. Now I can't even fucking drink it. It's a hot mess.
She done
of it.
shook
Look.
this shit. Hey, she done shook this shit so hard.
Yeah, the straw
The
came off.
done came off. Well, I should have got that, but I was already running late, and somebody called me out for being late.
Well,
and
ma'am, that is payback for the other day when I got stuck in the 4-hour traffic. Instead of my, friend over here being like, "Oh, dang, that sucks." Like, she was like, "That's why your ass should have been using GPS. You wouldn't have got stuck."
When I tell you I use my GPS all the time, I use it all the time. I don't care if I know my way around the back roads, all that.
I mean,
it doesn't matter where I'm leaving. I can leave from Brits, and guess what's going on my phone?
That was my thought process. Like, I was
GPS.
leaving. I mean, it's Duncanville. I know my way from Duncanville home. Like,
nope.
This is my.
It took me 45 minutes to get home from picking up Dalen from school, and that was the fastest way home. Guess what I did when I left his school, because I knew there was going to be traffic, because I seen everything all over the news and everything. I put my GPS on and I went the shortest way possible, because if I would have jumped on the highway, it would have taken me probably like 2 hours to get home.
Yeah,
That's usually a 15-minute drive, because he goes to school in Lancaster. So, yeah. Anyways. 45 minutes. It was hell around here, though. Like, the back roads, UHL.
Everybody was complaining.
Parkerville, Hampton, Bear Creek, Ovilla. And then there was a car on fire in Ovilla. And then there was another accident on 35 and Red Oak Road after that main accident. Like, it was crazy. We were backed up to, like, I think they said, like, 9 o'clock. Yeah, I don't know. It was horrible. Once I got home, I didn't leave. My mom left. She went to the dollar store. And she said the roads were backed up. She left around 6:30 to the dollar store to go get, I think, like a 2-liter. And she said the roads were still backed up.
I would have stayed home. For a 2-liter, I would have stayed home.
Well, I guess she assumed like it had already calmed down. And yeah, she was like, no, it was crazy. I was like, yeah, I sat in that. I was like, 45 minutes to get home from picking up David from school? Absolutely not. Nope. But yeah, I'm an avid user of my GPS. I don't give a fuck if I know my way around. I leave work, my GPS is going on. I leave anywhere, my GPS is going on.
I'm not like that. If I know my way, like if I'm going from here to my grandma's, I know which way I'm supposed to go. I'm just gonna go. Do I know back ways? Yeah, but I know typically what's gonna be the fastest way. So I just take that way.
Typically. That's why your ass was sitting on the 35 for 4 hours.
Whatever.
I was like, you shouldn't have told Siri. She said, by the time I use Siri's telling me to turn around in the middle of the fucking highway.
She sure did. She pissed me off. She was like telling me to go. She was like, she kept telling me, turn around. And then it would be like rerouting. Bitch, that's because I'm on the fucking highway.
Excuse me, cars. Siri told me I need to turn around. Move out the way, please. Thanks.
Yeah, let me just cut through. But what was weird, so I did at the time, like I was obviously Miss Smartass over here. She was like, why didn't you check social media? It was all over social media.
It really was.
Bitch, because I'm driving. I'm not checking traffic conditions while I'm driving. But anyway.
Wait. Listen
So
to
wait.
what you just said. I'm not checking traffic conditions while I'm driving.
Yeah,
But you should.
not on social media.
Social media gets it before anything else.
So then I look, well, obviously once I stopped and everything, or I wasn't moving, because I kept seeing I was in the left lane and these unmarked cop cars kept driving by in the emergency lane. Like they weren't actual cop, they were like little Ford Focuses and
Yeah.
like small, just unmarked cars. They were gray, white, and black. Just random. And I was like, why is there so many unmarked cars? Like I could see if it was police, like if it was just a normal wreck or whatnot, I could see that. But I was like, okay, once I started, because I kid you not, probably 15, and that's probably underestimating. 15 probably went by me in the emergency lane. And so then
You
I was
were
like, what
already
was
like
going
in
on?
this area?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so then I went on to social media, and then that's when I saw Smash the Topic, I think, had it on there. That there was it was a capital murder suspect and there was a shootout, and so Dallas County got him out. So that was all the unmarked cars was Dallas County getting over here. So
and then the person or the people that he wrecked into, I believe, was an elderly couple, and one of them didn't make it.
Really? That's sad.
Yep. I was like, wow. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it ever since that happened or whatever, but I don't know. I seen like the picture of him standing like this, but he has a gun in his hand, and they shot him, and people are like, why did they shoot him? He didn't even shoot back. Well, first of all, he's a capital murder suspect. He shouldn't have been running, and then he ran into a whole nother vehicle and killed someone else. Like, I don't know.
Hot
I feel
messes.
like you get what you get. Hey, so
now that I think about it, that would be a good person to have on as a guest. Smash the Topic.
Oh, girl. I'm thinking you're talking about the suspect. I was like, who? No, thank you.
No.
You want him here?
No, not at my house.
Can we go get an interview at Loose Derek, please?
That would be fun.
Only
do you know how much like I would be like? That would be so exciting to me to interview somebody like, honestly, who's like on death row or being charged at the prison, but like doing like an interview like that. That would be cool. Amazing. Like,
have you been watching the I Am a Killer on Netflix?
I've seen some of them, but
the most recent one.
No.
You need to watch them.
Really?
I'm stuck on it. The very first one was this couple from San Antonio, and you haven't seen that one all over Facebook. Maybe it's my.
Don't tell me.
No, I was gonna say maybe it's my phone listening, because ever since I've watched it and I've talked about it, it's like every other scroll is
the FBI.
Yeah, I don't know. See,
that's why. Never mind. I'm not even gonna go there. I don't want to get shut down. I'm sorry. I'm just playing.
Just kidding.
We just got TikTok back. I'm not gonna start to like
stop before they take everything from us. But yeah, the I Am a Killer series on Netflix is actually really, really good. I love true crime. True crime is my jam, and I like it because you're hearing their story directly from their mouth. And it's so funny. Like the first one, I was like, oh my gosh, like I really felt for this girl. And then they give the other side of the story from the other people. I'm like, man, hold on, wait a minute. Like,
I like true crime when it's like explained that way, like that point of view. Yeah. I don't like true crime when it's some producer's opinion on how things, like, no, give me the actual people who live through this.
Right.
That's the ones that I like.
Like, it's like me and you telling a story about someone else's case.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, I'll listen to those, but yeah, I really like when I can hear it directly from their mouth. Like, what was going in your mind? Like, what were you thinking? And then to hear, like, some of these people, like, what's your excuse? What are the excuses that you're coming up with to have killed someone, So yeah, you need to watch it. It's actually really, really good.
Well, we were supposed to have a guest on this week, and we still have another guest scheduled for next week on the same topic of men's mental health. The guest this week, and we booked it like that because we wanted to do like a 2-part series, and we still may do 2 parts if we're able to get the guy, but He unfortunately was having some vehicle issues and was hoping to have it repaired to be able to come on the show, but he wasn't he was unable to get it fixed in time. So
It's fine. We're
it's
still gonna do
fine.
it.
Yeah, we're still here. We're still gonna do our show. We're not gonna cancel our show.
Yeah.
The show must go on. That's what they always say.
Let's go.
So what are you drinking? Water? No. Dr. Pepper.
No, actually, I'm just drinking some tea.
Oh.
Aren't you proud of me? I've been doing really good, Cindy. Hold on before you ask, because I already know what you're gonna ask, because I see it in your eyes.
You don't know.
Yeah, you want to know how my diet and workout's going.
So how's it going?
Okay, so I haven't been to the gym yet, but everything else is going good. I have stuck to everything else. But let me tell you why. My week last week started off really rough. And I mean, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday night, I did not sleep. Sunday night, I swear I was like going through menopause or something.
We are going to touch on that and that was one of my things that I wanted to touch on, but go ahead.
Okay.
We'll come back to that. I'm not going to interrupt.
I kept sweating. Like I could not sleep. Like and yeah, you know, I've already said a million times, I sleep with my fan on me, blowing on me year round, 24/7, 365. That fan is on me. With the weather, how cold it is, with the whatever wind chill was like 8 degrees this morning. Guess what? That fan was still blowing on me. Anyways, Sunday night, I was having like sweats. I could not sleep. So I was like, okay, I always wash my sheets once a week. So I was like, maybe I just need to wash my sheets. It's time. So Monday, what do? I wash my sheets and my blankets. Cool. Monday night, I can't sleep. I'm having bad anxiety. Like, I cannot sleep. Tuesday night, I'm like still a little restless. Like, I'm tired, but I can't sleep. And by the time I fall asleep, I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning because I hear someone crying. Like, not a baby cry, but like
was
someone.
Was it Illy?
No, Illy was like right up under me. She was sleeping. She sleeps with me. It wasn't a baby cry. It wasn't like a little bitty baby crying. It was like a cry. And I panicked because my fan is like my white noise too, you know, to sleep. So I was like, what woke me up is I heard it, it paused, and then like, it was like, I was like, oh shit. I panicked because I was like, oh shit, it's Dalen. So when I tell you I jumped out of bed and I ran, and he's knocked out, like out. Like he's out cold, like he's asleep. And I go and like touch him, like maybe he was crying in his sleep. No, he was out. And I'm walking through the house quietly, like, am I tripping? It's quiet. Nobody is crying. After that, I couldn't fall asleep. And by the time I fell asleep, my alarm went off to take Dalen to school. So Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I didn't really get any sleep. It was rough. I was tired. And then I was booked. I was really, really booked this week.
That's good.
Like really, really booked. So no, I did not go to the gym this week. And I want to come back around too, that I'm actually glad, but not glad. I'm kind of glad that I did not commit to going with you yesterday. I was so tired. Like when I tell you I was tired, I was beat. Like I was so tired. I got home. I got undressed, put on comfy clothes, threw my hair up. I jumped in bed and did not get out of bed till this morning. I was so tired. Like, I was like, man, I would have been sitting there like, you would have been like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Where's your energy?
No, you wouldn't have. You would have gotten you would have had a little cactus martini, which is what I was drinking. They were so good.
Like, because someone else invited us over to their house to go hang out and watch the fight. And I was just like, I have no energy. I was exhausted.
It's okay.
But other than that, though, I have been staying away from all my Cokes and Red Bulls. I'm not going to say I haven't had one, but I haven't had one every single day. I had a sugar-free Red Bull, and I only had half of it, and that was one time this week. And I had Dr. Pepper last night, but I had a half of one. I didn't finish that either. So, and I've been drinking my water every day.
Very good, ma'am.
So I have been keeping up. I just haven't been to the gym, but I plan on doing that tomorrow. Dayla doesn't have school tomorrow. Do they have school? Okay.
No, we're all off tomorrow. So I'm going to do some cleaning and I'm
going to do some sleeping in and then go to the gym.
I did that today. I slept in today. We didn't get out of bed till like 10.
I was awake at 8:30.
Oh, no.
Wide awake. Like,
No.
so I'm gonna get up and make breakfast.
Yeah, no. Well, it's funny because my sister, she was like, I told her, I said, why am I always the one who makes breakfast? Like, no matter who gets up 1st,
Mm-hmm.
I'm always the one making breakfast. And she was like, well, it's because you're always up before me. And I was like, whatever, that's a lame excuse, you know, whatever. And so then Saturday, got up and, well, because she said, okay, I'll make breakfast for you. I was like, okay, cool. So I got up Saturday, no breakfast. So I make breakfast. I'm
Mhm.
like, all right. She goes, you got up before me. I mean, you know, and she, goes,
Uh-huh.
"But," she says, you got up early. She goes, I thought you were going to sleep in later than that. And I was like, okay, whatever. So today I slept in, and I tell you, I didn't come out of my room until I was up, like I was awake at 9:30.
Yeah.
But I was just laying in bed, hoping and praying TikTok would magically come up.
Refreshing TikTok.
And then I got out of bed at 10 and came to the kitchen, and still nobody was up.
Mhm.
Marcelo was up because I was texting him because he had stomach issues the night before, so I was making sure he was okay.
Yeah.
So we're texting. He's laying in his bed. I'm laying, you know, and so then I get up. I'm like, well, nobody's up. Guess I'll make breakfast. And then she comes in the kitchen. And I was like, I slept till 10, and yet there's still no breakfast. And she goes, well, what do you want? And I'm like, I got it.
Uh-huh. At this
I got
point,
it.
I'm already here.
If I gotta tell you what I want, or just make breakfast. I'm not a picky person.
Yeah.
Like,
Make it, I'll eat it.
yeah. But so, anyways, that was the dramas this morning.
So you still didn't get breakfast made?
No, I still didn't get breakfast. I made breakfast this morning. I made some papas and bacon. Papas, bacon, and egg tacos.
I was gonna say that's what I made, but I just had it separate.
Oh, you had it separate.
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody likes stuff thrown into tortilla, and they're good.
Yeah. No, who wasn't making tortillas was me.
Oh, I didn't say I made tortillas. I had tortillas.
She's like, I already
These
had
were
them.
from Walmart. I didn't. I had. You know what? I haven't made tortillas in a long time. I probably need to, just so that muscle memory.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of to do it for. But I just still want to.
Heidi said lies.
Heidi said lies.
Mm-hmm.
Lies that I didn't get no freaking breakfast this morning. I had to make it.
Yeah, I got up. That's why I took a nap, because I was wide awake and I was like, man. And Ailey was asleep, and Dalen's really good. Dalen wakes up and he lays there and watches TV until he knows everybody's up. And then, what time did Ailey wake up? I think Ailey woke up close to 10 o'clock. So it wasn't no excuse besides I was up. Probably because I came straight home and jumped in bed and didn't leave the bed till this morning. That's probably why. But
yeah, you had a nice relaxing night. That's good. Sometimes you need that.
Yeah, I ordered Whataburger because my mom was like, you want to cook dinner? She was like, well, I'll make everything. You make the rice. And I was like, I don't even want to stand there and make rice. And she's like, okay. I was like, I just want a burger. She was like, okay, we'll get a burger. We'll cook tomorrow. I was like, bet, okay. I sat in my bed, ordered Whataburger from my phone, and I ate it in my bed too. I'm telling you, I did not leave my
Damn,
bed.
you DoorDash it?
No, he went to go pick it up. I just ordered it.
Okay.
Yeah. I almost did, but then I seen that fee.
Their delivery fees are
I was like,
crazy.
We got it. It's fine. We can drive and go pick it up.
I ain't doing that. That's too expensive. Sometimes I will. Now, the other night when I saw that Carnell's, my favorite cakery place, with DoorDash to the house now, I was like,
oh, it's finally on there.
I was like, I'm gonna see if it works. I'm gonna see if they come through. And I ordered a banana pudding and a brownie, which I'll come back to the brownie in a minute.
I was gonna say, I seen you had it. I didn't know you DoorDashed it.
Yes, it was so good. Oh my gosh. And yeah, their stuff is so rich though that I can only eat like a little bit at a time, but it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ate some of the banana pudding the first night, and then like the next day I had a little piece of the brownie. Like I just get a little, because it's so rich, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that night my sister, my older sister Stephanie, was like, can I have some? And I was like, yeah, you can have some. And she's like, okay. So then I was about to go to bed, and I would just so happen to be kind of like standing by the island, and my sister was sitting there, and I see the wrapper, but there's no brownie, and I was like, "Did you eat all of it?" And she was like, "Well, yeah," and I was like, "I said you could have some of it,
Yeah.
not all of it." Oh, I was so mad.
Oh my gosh.
I was so mad because like, I'm not a big chocolate, like,
I was gonna say, for someone that doesn't like
Yeah.
chocolate,
yeah, it's, but I can only have it in like moderation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, she ate my whole fucking. I was mad. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to bed.
at least it
going to
wasn't the
bed.
banana pudding.
Oh, I'd have been fighting somebody. I'd have been fighting somebody. They've got a new like banana pudding cheesecake I want to try. Oh, it just,
that sounds
their
good.
stuff just looks so, and the way she presents it is so pretty too. Like, it's just, oh,
That
I love
sounds so
them.
good.
I love them.
All
so
right,
much.
while we're on the topic of food.
This is our big bag. We can't get away from them.
This is what happens when you're on a diet too, and
Yes.
you can't eat all this. Okay, so judge me if you want, but I love a Filet-O-Fish from McDonald's. Let me tell you why.
I'm not judging.
Because they are always fresh. Why are they always fresh? Because
Because
people
people
don't
don't
order
order
them
them.
like that. So if you order it, it's gonna be fresh every single time, except for like during Lent.
I was gonna say during Lent, yeah.
But other than that, they're always fresh. And I was craving one the other day, and I stopped. And when I tell you that shit was so good, I was like, man, this shit's so good. Y'all be sleeping on these Filet-O-Fishes from McDonald's. Like, they are really good. And like, unless you go to some bootleg McDonald's, like, they're gonna be fresh every single time. That's it.
That's your
Mm-hmm.
little rant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've been craving seafood a lot lately. I don't know why. Like, I've been wanting,
I love seafood.
like, all kinds of. I want catfish. We had crab legs last weekend. Oh, it was so good. Anyways,
So we're
I
gonna
had
go
a
back
shrimp
to
cocktail.
shrimp cocktail. I haven't had that in a minute. The menopause.
Okay.
I believe that I am going through perimenopause.
No way. I knew you were
Yeah.
gonna say that.
Yeah.
Why?
TikTok is, you know what, they teach us, they teach you things. And this is one of the things that I will say about TikTok. Like, it was gone for a whole 8 hours.
I was gonna say not even 24 hours.
Yeah, it was gone. But I think the thing that everybody likes about TikTok, it's become a community.
Yeah.
And you learn so much from them. And I saw one video where they were talking about perimenopause, perimenopausal. I'm not sure how it's said. But like the symptoms, and they were talking about like somebody who's going through it and how they sleep at night.
Mm-hmm.
1 foot out, hot 1 minute, cold the next minute, wants the fan on all the time, can't sleep, restless night. I mean, it was like they were talking about me personally, because you know how much I struggle with sleeping at night.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, I'm like, that's me. And then I saw that video, and then I saw another video, because obviously you like one, you're going to get more.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm in the right age group. I mean, I'm 42 years old, about to be 43. And I just believe that that's what, and because there's some days I'm not a emotional person. Like, I'm not hormonal. Like, even when I would get like my period and stuff like that, like, I don't PMS, like, I don't get emotional like that. But now I will say that there are some days where I feel like I'm borderline tears all day long.
Oh my gosh.
Like, there was one day last week or something, I was just like, just feeling like out of place. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I like just kind of like, I'm like, what am I doing with my life? Just kind of like questioning everything.
You're having a midlife crisis.
Yeah. And I was just like, but it's just like for the day. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, and then I go to sleep, and the next day I feel fine. But it's just like this emotional roller coaster. And I'm like, I think it's my hormones. I'm just Yeah, I truly believe that that's what I'm going through.
Okay, so with these videos, did they have a like what you can do to help it? Like supplements
A
or
lot of people get medications from their doctor.
yeah, I
But
would want to do like the natural way first
yeah.
before, especially very early on. I don't want like don't have me taking all these pills because I probably won't take them. That's one reason I never did birth control that way because I won't take it.
Well, I was on birth control. But I mean, I'm not like I said, I'm
Yeah.
typically not like hormonal person like that. That's just not
I mean,
don't think
birth
I
control
am.
I do, but I'm saying like the pills for
Yeah.
birth control. Yeah, those didn't work for me. No,
Hmm.
I'm not. I have vitamins that I take every day. I'm supposed to take every day that I don't take every day because I forget. So I don't know what I'm gonna do when I get older and the doctor's like, you need to make sure you take these every day. Okay,
You're gonna be in the emergency room.
probably.
Ma'am, why are you here? Because I forgot to take my pills. I'll give her one of them little pill containers and she's still gonna forget.
I was gonna say that probably won't even help either. I'm like, dang. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. What's today? Oh, overdose because I'm like, oh shoot, wait, took wrong date. Let me take these.
Right? Yeah, so I think that's what I mean, honestly. And I was like, oh, we need to talk about that because we're discussing men's mental health. And obviously, we can't speak to men's mental health.
Yeah.
Because we're not men, we're women, and we know what women go through. And at my age, like I'm experiencing some more, like, not mental problems, obviously, but just hormonal problems and things that I think can contribute to. So if somebody who's already having mental health issues,
Yeah.
going through depression, and then they go through that, oh my gosh, like that's just gonna, it's like,
trigger it.
That's why women
catapult
it. Snapped.
Oh my gosh, dang. Let me see if I can find it. So there were some statistics that I seen that compared men and women, but let's see if I can find it.
Like their hormones or like
so because I was looking stuff up for like men's mental health.
Uh-huh.
And it gave like statistics, but it gave some for women too. Dang, I would have to really, really like look into it. I don't know.
So the age group I was seeing, I think perimenopause, and this is crazy. It can start as early as like 35.
Really?
Yeah. And then you actually hit menopause usually like starting at the age of around 45-ish. And then obviously, and then there's some people who, they claim postmenopausal, but I don't think there's such a thing. I think you're just, after you go through the change of life, I think that you're just dealing with it all the time.
Yeah.
Just different hormone changes.
Yeah. I couldn't find what I was looking for. So that's what happens when you just like click, 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 search, click this. Yeah. I don't know. There was like more. Basically, it said something along the lines that, and I know we can get into this like next week when we actually do the full episode of men's mental health, but men are more likely to commit suicide because of mental health versus women because they don't have, well, not they don't have, because the stigma around men not being able to talk about their emotions and stuff. But I was getting to that because I was like, it's still common. So that means it is common in women, but women have an easier access, or not an easier access, but it's more, what am I trying to say? Like,
I think people advocate more for women because women are typically the nurturers.
We're typically why
we're the ones who are taking care of the children normally, you know. We're the ones who are seen as kind of the glue that holds the families together. And so you've got to make sure that they're okay. Like when I go to the doctor, and I think they've started to change that now, but like when I go to the doctor, and I know when you go, they ask, are you feeling okay? Do you feel safe at home? They go through all those questions. But I don't think that they used to ask men those questions.
I wonder if they do ask men those questions. But I feel like even if they do ask men, and let's just say a man doesn't feel safe at home, right?
Mhm.
I feel like a man is gonna be like, yeah, I'm good, even though he's not, because I feel like that would take a shot at his manhood, saying, "Oh, I'm scared of my wife, or I'm scared of my girlfriend. I don't want to go home because I'm scared of what she might do to me." He's probably like, "Man, I'm a man. I can take care of it." You know.
Yeah.
So even if they are,
Heidi, ask Paul if they ask those questions when he goes for a physical. If he feels safe, is he depressed? That kind of stuff.
that's a good question. I wonder if they do.
Yeah.
So we'll bookmark that for next week also.
Yeah.
You know, to get more of an insight on how their appointments go.
So we're supposed to have his name is Raul next week.
Okay.
And I tried we're gonna have Julian on today, but he's the one who was having some issues and couldn't make it today. And so then I reached out to Raul once I found out that Julian might not make it.
Yeah.
I was like, let me see if by chance he can make it. But it was too last minute. He had already made plans for today. Obviously.
Yeah.
And I said, no, that's fine. I said, we'll just keep it to next week. So
yeah.
Now I'm gonna join.
He said they ask if you feel like you want to hurt yourself.
Did you hear what
Yeah.
they do?
They do. They ask him if he feels safe, all that stuff.
They do ask that.
Okay.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I don't
like,
think that they used to though. I think that's something that they just recently started doing.
But like I said, like how is a man gonna be like, no, I feel like my wife is gonna hurt me. She might beat me up.
But there are some men that do get beat though.
Oh no, yeah, but I'm just saying like a man's not gonna do it versus like a woman's like
they're not gonna admit to that.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, but there are some women that won't because they're too scared to tell anybody. I think what's gonna happen if he finds out that I told my doctor and then police show up, or like what, you know, they're scared of what's gonna happen if I talk to someone and tell someone.
I think when it comes to men's mental health, it's like what you said though. It's the fact that there's a stigma where men aren't going to fess up to needing help or to feeling certain ways. They're afraid of being looked at as weak, and they're not going to ask for that help.
Right.
I think that they, and that's sad because, and it's our society that's made them feel that way.
Yeah.
We've got to do better at making men feel safe and be able to feel like they can open up and talk to you about stuff like that.
So I listened to this podcast the other day, which is kind of weird how they didn't really, I mean, they did, but they didn't talk about the same exact thing. But they were talking about therapy, right? How therapies help them and blah, blah. So basically they were just saying, because they were both mom of boys, they're like, I feel like it's our duty as moms of boys to teach them that it's okay to show your emotions and it's okay to get help.
Hard though. That's hard because, and not to cut you off, but because I mean I have boys, all boys.
Yeah.
And my oldest is about to be 10 and he's way more emotional than my 7-year-old. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He gets frustrated with something and he cries.
Yeah.
He's just more emotional. And it's hard for me not to tell him don't cry, and it's not that I don't want him showing his emotions. It's that I don't want him getting picked on at school because he's crying.
Right.
And if a little girl is crying, it's different if a little boy is crying.
Right.
And so it's hard for me as a mom not to tell my son not to cry. You know,
right. But I think it's what you put behind it. It's not, you're not saying don't cry because you're a boy. Don't cry because that's not what men do. You know?
Yeah.
Making him feel like, well, I'm not allowed to cry because I'm a boy. It's kind of guiding him on where and the time and place. You know what I'm saying? Because me too, with my older boys, my oldest one, he's a very emotional person. Like he's a very emotional person versus my other one. he's not an
Mhm.
emotional person. He is emotional to the point where if something pisses him off, he will cry and then get more mad because now he's crying because he's so pissed off. But my other one, he's more emotional.
Uh-huh.
So I've too had to learn how to tell them like it's okay. Like I've never told them like you're not allowed to cry because you're a boy. You can't show your emotions because that's not what men do. Like no, it's more of guiding them how to deal with their emotions and feelings, but not necessarily ignore them. Like oh well, be sad.
Yeah.
Be sad by yourself, lock yourself in the room and be sad. Like no, if you're feeling some type of way, just hold it together when you get home. We can talk about it. If you want to cry, let it out, then you can let it out. It's safe. It's okay to show your emotions. But yeah, don't sit there in the middle of class crying because your pencil broke.
Yeah.
Something like
And
that.
that's something that my son I mean, not that he would cry because of a broken pencil.
But yeah.
But he's not one, and I try to tell him all the time, he's not one to ask for help either.
Yeah.
And I tell him, I'm like, what is your teacher for?
Mm-hmm.
Your teacher is there to help you.
Mm-hmm.
What is mommy and daddy there for? We're here to help you.
Yeah.
I can't help you if I don't know if something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Your teacher can't help you if she doesn't know something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You have to speak up and ask for that help.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's something that I do try to push on him and tell him, you have to speak up and tell people when you want for help. So I kind of do, I don't tell him like, don't cry, but I just tell him like you said, guide him in a different direction to where he does speak up more and does ask for help, because I don't want him growing up not asking for help and being lonely or depressed. And because I think that's probably one of the biggest things too for men, is that they are lonely and then they get depressed and they don't know how to deal with that. Like I think women, we deal with being by ourselves better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Men don't deal with. I mean, we can dive in. We can ask Raul when he comes next week.
Yeah,
and see from their perspective.
Like me, I'm like regardless, even if it's not a bad situation, I'm good by myself no matter what. Like I had this conversation last weekend. I can go sit at a fucking restaurant by myself.
Me too.
Eat by myself, drink by myself,
but
order a whole meal, and I'm okay.
I didn't used to be able to.
Yeah,
I wasn't used. I didn't used. There was one time I went to. I was single, and I didn't have any kids, and I went to the movies. I think I went to go see like a Fast and Furious movie or something like that.
Yeah,
and I got out of the movies and I had like a whole bunch of missed calls from my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I called her back. I was like, hey, what's up? I was in the movies. And she goes, well, who'd you go with? I said, nobody. She goes, what do you mean? I was like, I went by myself. She's like, no, you didn't. Who are you with? Like, who are you?
Who are you hiding?
Yeah. And I was like, first of all, even if I was with somebody that if I was dating somebody, like, I'm not just going to tell you everybody that I'm like, no. But I'm being honest. Like, I really was by myself. Like, you're in a theater, you're in the dark, you're by yourself anyways. It was a movie I wanted to see. I had nobody to go with, so I went by myself. And she had the hardest time believing me.
Uh-huh.
But I can do that. I can go to a restaurant. I can go to a bar. I can go, like, I can do that kind of stuff by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my sister can't.
Wait. First of all, what's funny is Mom will believe me. I went to the movies by myself before she believes you.
Yeah, but she doesn't like to be by herself.
I love.
So she's like I find it awkward.
Maybe because I wonder if it's different if you're a mom.
I forgot.
You know what I'm saying? Because
but I wasn't a mom then.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well,
there's a word,
I've been a mom since I've been a kid.
It's like the person in between an introvert and an extrovert. They don't like to be alone.
But you don't like to be around a bunch of people.
Feel lonely.
Yeah.
So like I want to be by myself. Like last night, she called me out on it, calling me I'm emo or Friday because I was in my room by myself.
Well, because she
was in the house, but I was in my room.
Because she was in the room in the dark, just looking like all emo and like, "Are you okay?"
I was just scrolling through my phone.
I'm like, "Are you okay? Do you need like
blink twice if you need help?"
Because she was just laying there in her room in the dark and just like all you saw was the light from her phone, and I was like, "Are you okay?" Like it's just because that's not me, you know.
Yeah.
If I'm in the kitchen, she knows this, I don't like complete silence. Like, I need there to be light, I need there to be the TV going. I'm not necessarily watching the TV,
Yeah.
but I need that sound. And
Mhm.
she's not like that. She can sit there, and I'm like, it just feels depressing.
The
Like,
first time I lived
if
with her,
you're-
and this time she will walk into the house, and I'm just sitting in the living room on my phone. Nothing's on, and I'm just enjoying the quiet.
The peace.
And she walks in and goes,
No,
"Turn the TV on."
because and then
I'm
this is
quiet.
my opinion, if you're a person that gets lonely and depressed like that, why are you going to make your surroundings even more lonely and depressing?
Yeah.
Get some music. And that's the thing, like, for me, if it's too quiet, I'll turn on some music, I get myself pumped up, I'll dance around the house by myself,
Yeah.
just to get myself pumped up and in a good spirit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and there's some people that can't do that. Like,
I can do either one. Like, especially at night when the kids are asleep and I'm on my phone. Most of the time I have the TV on, but I'll end up just like, I'll leave it on, but I'll put it like on the home screen where it's just quiet and I'm just there on my phone.
oh no, that's too much quiet. I need noise. I no. Mm-mm.
Well,
Maybe it's from years of like the boys always having noise and chaos going on.
Yeah.
But I don't even think, like, even when I was single and living by myself, I still wanted that noise.
Really?
Yeah,
No.
I wanted some music going. It was usually music. Maybe
I
not
can do
so
either
TV.
or. Like, it doesn't bother me. Like, I can be in the quiet, I can have music, I can have the TV. I just can't have too much going on, especially when I'm tired and I have a TV going and then some music going and then the kids. I'm like, turn everything off and everybody sit down and shut up. Like, I just need shh.
Well, see, I get overstimulated with stuff. Like I have anxiety.
Yeah.
I don't do Christmas shopping. If
I-
I'm going to
I got
Walmart.
anxiety too, but I
go to Walmart, you get gift cards, and that's it. Like, I'm not going out to the malls to shop for you. I'm
She
just
said,
can't
you're
do
getting
that.
gift cards. Calling it a day.
it is
Wait,
what it is. You get what you
living-
get, and you
You don't throw a fit.
I'm living in a household where there's a lot of people all the time, and there's so much noise all the time. Sometimes I just want
Because I'm quiet.
quiet.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't know. I mean,
And then she comes home, and I have to have everything loud again. So,
she's like,
I
no, too
mean-
quiet. Put something on. We need some music, some noise, something.
Just go to your room.
I
then.
think too, though, like there's something about me. I attract people, so no matter where I go, someone's always talking to me, and then I end up making not really friends, but
she
like
says that that's how I am too. She's like, because we went to, this was years ago. I took her to an I Prevail concert,
Mhm.
right? And it's one of her favorite bands. I love the band too. I got her
I mean-
tickets. I surprised her, took her to
I'm
a
in
nice
rush
dinner,
right now.
and we went to their concert and everything. And it's a rock band, like, you know, and so we were right by the mosh pit and
Uh-huh.
everything. And there was people right next to us, and I just started talking to them.
yeah,
And she's like, what are you doing? Like,
Mhm.
do you know them? I was like, no, I don't know them. I just met them. Like, and she was like, I don't know how you do that. You're just talking to complete strangers. And I'm like, we have similar interests. Obviously, we're all at a concert that we enjoy the music.
Yeah.
So obviously we have similar interests somewhat.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm just gonna, I've never met a stranger.
yeah, I'm the same way. Like, one of the times I think when I went for a Cinco de Mayo weekend to Denver and I flew back in, my flight got delayed or something, and so I was like, well, I'm gonna go to the bar, and I got me like a salad and a drink, and I'm just sitting there, and then like the guy next to me, he's like an older white guy, he just starts talking to me. He was like, do you know if we can go out and go smoke a cigarette and come back in? I'm like, I don't know. I was like, I don't think so, but you would have to ask them. And then he was like, oh, okay. And then he left, and some older white lady came and sat next to me, and she ordered, and she was like, man, she was like, my flight's been delayed for like 5, and then we just start talking. Like, that's just like, people just talk to me and I talk to them, and we just have a whole conversation. Like, we'll
Yeah,
sit there
I've
and
done
talk all
that.
day long.
I've done that
If
at
they
the
come
a bar.
to me
Yeah,
and talk to me, okay, I'm gonna be nice and talk back.
Are you gonna talk back, or are you gonna be real short? Like, oh, okay.
short.
Mhm.
See, I'll have a whole conversation. We'll end
Yeah.
up talking about the squirrels outside. I'll
Yeah.
have a conversation with you.
I've gone to San Antonio.
I forgot
and
where
sat
she was
at a
coming
bar.
from, but I was like, "Oh, you do this, and you're coming from where?" And we had a whole conversation about where she was going, where she was coming from, where she's been, and
You have to. You have. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just. I think that's the Southern
probably.
in us. Because if you do that and when you go to the East Coast, they look at you crazy.
Yeah,
You go to the West Coast though, and they welcome it. They're like, "You must be from Texas."
The East. Well, see, I've told y'all before.
I'm not East Coast. I'm West Coast.
In New York, they're not rude. They just don't care about what you got going. They're worried about them and themselves, and that's it. That's it. And we see that as rude because we have Southern hospitality.
Yeah.
But if you really think they're not rude,
I guess on East Coast,
They are rude.
they're not rude. They're just worried about themselves. I don't think
I
that's
shouldn't
really
say that
rude.
because Nicole, one of my besties, is in New Jersey, and
They're
I love
not
her
really
to death.
rude. They're not just over friendly like us, like holding doors open. Here you go. They're gonna walk through the door, and then
We
the
wave
door's
at
gonna
people.
go, and you're gonna be like, "You're not gonna hold the door open." They're like, "For what? You got it."
We wave at people driving down the street, like,
Yeah, I can see why they're perceived as rude, but I don't think that they're rude. They're just worried about trying to get where they're going. They're worried about themselves, and that's it.
But I also think a lot of that with your personalities has to do with how you were raised.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Cindy
family
was raised to be
my whole
very
family's the same way as I am.
outgoing and doing this. Not, I was raised differently. I was raised to stranger danger. Don't you talk to strangers? They're not nice.
I ran away
Don't
from
touch
home.
me.
But she was raised as a homebody.
Uh-huh.
Your mom
I
took care of doing stuff.
I didn't necessarily like being out and about when I was younger
Yeah.
because I didn't like the heat.
Mhm.
And plus, when I was younger in the wintertime, I was always sick, so I was always inside.
Yeah.
But as I got older, like my mom would take us out. She'd take us out to Artist Square. She would try to do stuff with us, and because she was a single mom, she was trying to find like free stuff, obviously,
Yeah.
stuff that wasn't terribly expensive for us to go do. And she, you know what? She asked me this the other day. She was like, "Do you have like what's your most favorite memory
Mhm.
with me, like doing with me?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Honestly," and she was like, "Yeah." I said, "Cruising around in your old pickup truck. It was just my mom, my sister, and me, and we'd go cruising around Oak Cliff in her old little pickup truck,
Yeah.
listening to music, and that was one of my best memories." But like, she would get us out to do stuff,
Yeah.
and
I
I
don't
saw
know.
my family being like interacting with a lot of other people. My mom was the same way. She would talk to people. My dad's that way. He will talk to anybody,
Mhm.
and he'll just make conversation. And now I'm talking about my real dad.
Oh, well, my
My
dad
bad.
does that too.
Yeah. My stepdad's the same way. But growing up, both my mom and my dad were just extrovert people.
Yeah.
And so that's why I am. My whole family's like that, though.
I'm more out there than my mom. I mean, my mom's very friendly and she'll talk to anybody, but she's more, I'll talk to you if you talk to me.
I see that from your mom. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm more, I'll come up to you and be like, "Hey, that's cute. Where'd you get that from?" Like, and she'll be like, "Oh, I wonder where they got that from." Like, you want me to go ask? Because I will. But no. But so I don't know. Yes and no. I do agree, but I don't. Like, my oldest son, he's that type of person. If you talk to him, he'll talk to you, but he won't go up to you and talk to you. Like, he's not that person. He don't like people. I don't like people, but I'll talk to people. But he don't really like people. He's more to himself, but he won't be rude if you come and talk to him, you know? Versus my other son, he's a lot like me, and he'll make a conversation with a stranger and know their whole life story by the end of the fucking conversation. My other one's not. But that's, I'm like, I don't know, because I raised them together and with me, and I was like your mom. I was always having them out doing something, keeping them busy, keeping them occupied. Let's go here, let's go there. That's why when they sit there and try to complain about Illy and Dalen, like, "Oh, you're doing this for them and you're taking," I'm like, hold on, let's rewind. What did I do for y'all when y'all were that age? Like, y'all have done almost everything that they have done. So there's really not anything that they haven't done besides them traveling, but that's because their dad travels for work, you know? But I still took them places. We've gone to Galveston, Oklahoma, Florida, like when they were younger. So it's like, not like I haven't traveled. Y'all traveled. But yeah, so it could be the way you were raised, but too, like my oldest one, he's like, he's not going to go out of his way to go talk to a stranger. My other one, he will. He's like me. "I like those shoes. Where'd you get them from? How much you pay for them?" She's like, "Nope, not doing it. Give me a few drinks. I'll talk to the whole entire room. I'll bounce around I'm gonna go talk to this person. Oh, let me talk to that person. Oh, let me go
Give
talk to
me a
this
few
person.
drinks and I ain't got a shy bone in my body. Nope.
Oh, so the night of Britney's thing, I was so mad because they had this little game in this bar that we went to, right? This little game that we played. It's like hook ring. You hook the little hook, the ring on the hook, right? And they had it at the table. And I was waiting because I seen these people sitting there. I was like, oh, I guess they're playing. And then I was like, oh, I guess they're not. So I went over there. I was like, hey, are you playing? And they're like, no. I was like, okay. I was like, well, y'all want to play? And they just kind of looked at me like, bitch, why are you asking us if we want to play? We don't know you. And I was just like, oh, y'all fucking rude. And I was like, okay, not trying to do it, but it was all messed up. I was like, oh, it's messed up anyways. Y'all can have it. But they just looked at me like, we don't want to play with you. Why are you being so fucking rude? Go have another drink.
I did that the other day, by the way.
What?
The ring on the hook.
Did
they
you
have
get
it at Rocket Cafe.
Do they really?
Yeah, they have. It's just one of them that, like, when you're waiting for a table, they've got in the little like booth seats right here.
Yeah. Is it on the wall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the boys were playing with it, and they're like, "Mama, can you see if you can do it?" And I kept getting it, and it would be like close, but it wouldn't. It was like hitting it, and I was
But
like,
not hooking it.
Then I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay.
We had it not at this past house, but the house before that. When COVID hit, let me tell you, I went crazy. When COVID hit, we had that game in our backyard because we had a patio, and so we hooked it onto like one of the what's it called? Beams. Is that what it is? Anyway, so we did that. We got tetherball. We dug a hole. We got cement and we put it in the ground. We had tetherball. I bought a little playground set for Dalen.
Shit, another damn thing comes through and I'm gonna be coming by Tina's house.
Man, we set up our whole backyard. Like, there was no reason for you to be bored during COVID because you can go to the backyard and play all kinds of games. We had a pool back there. We had everything in the backyard. Like, there was no reason for you to say, I'm bored. Well,
I hate those words. I'm bored. Go find some rocks, some sticks, and go play.
Did you see my post?
About what?
Sorry, I had to think about it. Did I talk about this last week? About where they're complaining, where I was like, people were complaining about your parents having their kids home for extra ice days, snow days.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We did talk about that.
Okay, I won't bring it up again. Sorry, I had a squirrel moment.
With this whole episode has kind of been squirrel, but we have been talking about mental health and the difference between men's and women's. And like I said, we can only give it from our perspective since we're women. But hopefully next week we have
Lily's on. She said, for real, Tina, we're coming if the boys get bored.
Yes.
Come on over. Everybody, nobody's gonna be bored anymore.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I agree. I think that no matter what, and I think our generation on back is more affected because now it is becoming more, I guess, because of social media, where men can talk about their emotions and reach out for help for mental health. So I think it's more our generation and older, that struggles.
Yeah.
Because they were told, gotta man up, and you don't cry, you don't whatever.
How does it make you feel when you see a man cry? Like your spouse or your dad, or even your sons? Like,
well, my sons and my
let me ask it this way. How do you react to each one? Like, what's the difference between your kids, your dad, and your spouse crying?
So I think it's different for my kids because I've always told them it's okay. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be mad, angry, whatever. And I've always told them it's okay to be emotional, but it's how you control your reaction towards it. So it's a little bit different because I've given them that okay. I've never told them you can't cry because you're a man. For like my dad, to me, my dad's very that type. Men don't cry, so to see him cry, it's like, ooh, something's really hurting him, because he's not gonna cry because that's how he was raised. Men don't cry. We don't show our emotions besides happiness, like, they can show you I love you, but it's not so, what do I say, like, I don't know, it's not so affectionate, or it's not real too emotional like a woman, you know?
Yeah.
So if I were to see my dad cry, like I'd probably just start crying. Why are you? I don't know. You're crying, so I'm crying. Like, you know, because something's
it's very
really going
sincere,
on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my spouse, I mean, kind of the same way too, but also I feel like I have given him enough comfort to know that it's okay to cry. You know, it's okay to show your emotions around me, but still he's not gonna be walking around crying every day. Like, oh, we're watching a show and we're crying. Wait, matter of fact, he has cried during the show, you guys. But
How are you just gonna call him out like that? Oh my gosh.
But it's not like every like emotional show he's sitting there crying. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I'm not even crying. But I mean, I think if you have a spouse, you should be able to let them know and give them that comfort. Like, it's okay to cry around me. It's okay to show your emotions. Because if they're not comfortable around you, then why are you there? And vice versa. If I feel like I can't cry around my spouse, then
I think that that's true to a certain extent. And the reason that I say that is because I've had a relationship before where he would get very emotional and cry. And the first time I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I was like you, like, oh my gosh, like he's crying like that. It's got to be very sincere. Yeah. But then I started seeing a pattern, and it wasn't necessarily that it was sincere. It was more of his depression and him. It was alcohol induced, basically. He would get to a certain point where he was drunk and he would get overly emotional and start thinking about, oh, my kids don't talk to me. Oh, this happened. Oh, okay, well, motherfucker, you did something to cause this.
Yeah.
And you still haven't fixed it.
See,
so,
that's different. Because like you said, that's depression and alcohol induced. Then I'd be like, it's irritating.
At that point, after, it was one of those, like, you can only cry wolf so many times.
Right.
Then it got to be annoying. It was no longer, oh, you know, poor, you know, let me, no, it was no longer. And I don't want to feel like, or I don't want to sound like I'm being cold-hearted when I say that, but also I realized it wasn't him being sincere. It was just him being drunk.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. And women do that too, though.
Yeah.
Women do that too. I mean, you've seen, there's lots of women that get drunk and they cry for everything.
What kind of drunk are you?
What kind of drunk am I?
Like when you actually get drunk, not tipsy, not feeling good, but like,
I'm just fun. Like I'm not, like, I don't fight. I'm just overly affectionate. Like I'm a very, like, I'm already a touchy-feely person.
Yeah.
But when I'm drunk, I'm even more like, oh, I love you, you know, and just kind of like
mine, it depends on what I'm drinking.
Really?
I could be.
What do you drink? So when you get drunk, are you ever a fighter?
Yes.
What are you drinking that makes
vodka.
You fight? Keep the vodka away from me. Actually, you know what? Maybe we should drink vodka. That way we get like our views. Maybe we'll end up being
I'm like, Cindy, you're trying to get me sent to jail.
We'll be fighting on
she said,
our
maybe
lives,
you should
and
drink
we'll have
vodka.
some drama on our podcast.
But I mean, I have to be drunk on vodka, not like tipsy, feeling good. Like I have to be drunk, and then I'll probably
Heidi, go get the bottle.
Violent.
I don't get the bottle.
But this has taken obviously years to understand. Like, oh, when I drink this is how I feel. When I drink this is how I feel. When I drink this is how I feel. You know?
Yeah.
So I have to. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been a fighter.
If I have held in a lot of emotion, no matter what I drink, I can get emotional, like cry. If I've been holding in a lot, like if there's a lot going on in my life and I haven't let it out, oh, I'm going to cry.
My friend Lily's like that. Lily, I love you, but yeah, you're an emotional drunk. Like she'll start crying. She's already like emotional. So like, she'll cry at the drop of a hat. Like, and I tell her that like between me and her, like, cause we're best friends, out of the two of us, she's the more emotional one.
Yeah.
Like we'll go to the movies and she'll just be crying. I'm like,
I'm an emotional person too, but I don't feel like it's that bad. I was very emotional with Italy when I was pregnant with Italy.
We were texting the other day and she was getting emotional. And I'm like, I'm not even near you. Like, you're crying
She
for...
said, like, no, I'm not like that. That's funny. No, she said I cry over everything.
See, she does. She knows it too. But that's why we love her.
Yeah. Vodka makes me fight. I'm friendly on everything because I'm already overly friendly, okay? But I start drinking, I'm friendly no matter what. Tequila.
You thinking too hard.
I mean, because I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm a friendly person no matter what. I just know vodka makes me fight, and that's it.
Okay. So
Like,
we just...
I'm not really.
Cindy's just a sober fighter. I mean, she don't need to be drunk. She gonna fight.
Oh, I'll fight sober too, but vodka, I'll find a reason to fight. Like when there's not even a reason, I'm gonna find a reason. That's the thing. I don't need to be looking for a reason to fight. Like, no, I don't need to.
Heidi's she'll just go to sleep.
Yes.
No matter what it, like, you give her one drink and the night we had the buzz balls.
Oh yeah.
So
Cindy!
she came
No,
home.
this is not okay for you to say.
She
I don't
came.
get permission.
We came.
about-
She came home and she was like, "Look what I found!" And she brought the watermelon schnapps for us for the Mexican candy shots.
Which
and
she
then-
did not get today, by the way.
And she
Oh, I
brought.
know.
She found the blue buzz balls, and I love a good buzz ball. I'm sorry, that's just me being.
Those remind me. Those are actually really good, but those remind me of the Four Locos. Like it scares me. I drink them, and I
can
have drank
do
them before.
Thinking about
one-
that,
One doesn't really do anything to me. 2, I'm tipsy. 3, I'm.
I don't think
thrilled.
I've even drank that much of a buzz ball because I'm too scared.
Really.
Yeah.
3, I'm.
But usually I'm at
Done.
a place where they have big ones and they're like, here, take a bit. Here.
Oh.
So I've never really just sat there and like, oh, let me drink a buzz
So
ball.
the blue ones were really good.
Were they? Oh,
And
jealous.
she brought 2. She brought one for me, and I was like, "Oh, thank you." And she was like, "Well, one of them's for me. I want to try." it. And I'm
Lily's
like,
waiting for the story.
"Huh?"
I said she's waiting for the story.
Oh, yeah. And Heidi's like, "No, one of them's for me. I want to drink one with you." I was like, "But you don't drink." And she was like, "Well, I want to try this one." I was like, "Okay." So I put them in the freezer so they get nice and cold. And then later on, I was like, "All right." So then I pop them open, and I drink mine, and she's like sipping hers, taking. I'm like chugging mine, right? And
Cindy's like, I've had a long week.
yeah.
To the head.
To me, it's like 2 or 3 shots of tequila in that one buzz ball. I
It's
already
very
can't-
strong.
Yeah.
I already can't handle alcohol, like the smell, the taste, none of it. That's why I drink Amaretto and Coke, because I don't taste it. That was too much. My friend's like, you should have just poured it in Sprite and you'd have been fine.
Ooh, that actually sounds good.
Yeah,
The
they
blue
probably
one
would
with
have
Sprite.
been that.
And I didn't think of it, and I was pretty.
But wait. So we're laying on the couch. or I
She's
was sitting
like,
on the couch,
that's
And
it.
she starts talking, and I'm like, "Are you drunk?" And she was like, "A little bit." And she said it just like that, "Little bit." And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I was like, "Heidi, just go to bed." And then the next day, she's complaining like that her stomach's. She got sent home from work because
Heidi.
she said she was having stomach issues, and she was blaming it on the buzz ball. And I'm like, buzz ball is not going to do that. Like, she came home and she slept the whole day.
I did.
Over one little. Did you finish it?
Yeah,
Yes.
So over one little buzz ball.
Yes.
What?
exactly.
It was the buzz ball because anything I ate that day wasn't different from anything else I would have eaten. Like I had spaghetti. That's never affected me that way.
Yeah.
What is something I didn't
She
do
slept the whole day though, and she was like, "I just don't feel good." And she was walking around, and I'm just like, "Ma'am, it's not even that serious. It was one buzz ball."
That is crazy.
And I told her, I said, "See, that's what you get for being greedy. You should have given them both to me."
That was like me last weekend when I only had what did I have? I had 2 Hennessy drinks and 2 green tea shots and 1 beer. And I woke up the next morning like I had like 10 Patron shots. Like it was bad. Like really, really bad. And I'm like, I was sat with Miriam in the fucking garage taking hot shots of tequila.
Oh, hot
And-
tequila. No thank
Yeah,
you.
exactly. And I was okay to function. I didn't get out of bed last weekend, last Saturday to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's how bad it was. Like my head was hurting. I felt sick. It was bad. I was like, why do I feel like I drank so much? And I really
It's
didn't.
because you're getting old.
That's what I said too. I did. I was like, is it because I'm getting old? I was like, because this doesn't make any sense. But yeah, it was bad.
I'll be 43 soon. Oh my god.
Cindy, it's okay. You're not old.
I don't act 43 though. I don't look 43. I don't think.
No, you don't. You
I think
really
I
good.
look good for my age.
You look better than Ash Trevino.
Did you see her hair extensions?
Yes, I did. Did you see those lashes?
Horrible.
Did you see
I
that
will
she's still
take
living?
my lash clusters
You know what?
over that. Any
That
day.
was the only good part about TikTok being gone. I was like, thank God I don't have to scroll and see Ash Trevino.
I will say this, even though TikTok was gone, I kept like it was just muscle memory. I kept clicking on TikTok app and I'm like, bitch, it doesn't work. Stop clicking on it. I was like yelling at myself.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, and as soon as I get back on, or as soon as TikTok was back and open, there's the Ash Trevino freaking videos.
Really?
Oh,
Now you
I
make me
haven't gotten
scared.
those yet, thank God.
Make me scared.
Yeah.
But you know what? Now that I talked about it, I'm gonna get on there and it's gonna be like, in your face.
Yeah, she's gonna be all over there.
They were talking about on one of the Facebook pages yesterday. They're like, I wonder what Ash Trevino's doing, and everybody was putting their answers, and I was like trying to get her old job back.
Yeah, I think I saw that post. But I mean, there was a lot of people like influencers and stuff that it was honestly, it was like making me emotional, like seeing people and this is what I was saying earlier, that TikTok has become a community and you get to know people's lives. Like, I don't know if you follow Michaela on TikTok. She's a makeup influencer.
Mm-mm.
No?
I do.
She's been on TikTok since like day one, and she is now like a millionaire, I guess.
Oh,
she's
doing very,
yeah,
very well.
she has her own makeup line. Like, she's worked with Rihanna, like all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
But to see her journey, like where she started, I mean, she was living with her parents. Like, to see these people go through their lives and share their lives with you on, this platform, and then to see it possibly go away. And then people were uploading like their videos, like, okay, farewell TikTok, and they were like showing videos from their very beginning.
Yeah, I was seeing
I was
those.
like, oh my gosh, this is so sad.
Actually, I just watched hers because she did one, and it showed day one. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe I just did it. It said 2020 at the top. She quit her
Yeah,
Ulta
when
job
she quit her Ulta job. Yeah, she worked at Ulta.
Really?
And she quit to pursue being a content creator
full time.
full time, and it worked out for her. I mean,
But now
but-
she's going through some stuff personally that's like.
yeah, she's got a lot of like depression issues she's going through. She hasn't said exactly what she's dealing with personally, but I think that comes into play too when you're on social media. And
I feel like this is just my opinion, obviously, because I'm not this huge content creator making all this money. I get it, like that's their job and that's how they're making money and feeding their family. However, I feel like if that was me and I was making this money, I would be investing it into something else in case something like this happens,
amen.
That's just my opinion. Like, you don't think that would be the smart thing to do? Is like, okay, look, I'm making all this money, great. It can end at any fucking time.
I would
obviously.
not quit my job. Like, I know a lot of them quit their jobs so they can do content. I would do it around my job.
Something.
Because you never know.
I don't know, because you see a lot of them, they're on all the time. So how can you have a job and make your money
true.
and grow your following and have a job? It's hard.
I mean, I work from home.
I forgot I had makeup on that fast. I rubbed my whole eye. That's
I
why I don't
could
wear
be-
makeup like that.
I could be on a lot more than what I am, but I don't feel like, I don't know. I don't know if it's just my personality or what. I don't attract people that way. Like, I get people who come in and will, pop in and say hi or whatever, but like to build that following, I don't know what
it's all about being consistent and being on there. That's all it is. Because I tried
Because
it for a
there's
little bit, but I was
people
like, I'm not fucking consistent enough. Like,
well, and I guess it's more frustrating because I see people who are fucking sleeping and people they've got like hundreds of followers. Like,
And then once you get your
why do
followers,
you-
all you gotta do is like everybody else, just be on live, like talking to everybody else, eating. Like that's what people do. Once they get all their followers, you just gotta sit there, go out to eat, be on live, and show that you're eating.
I'm sorry, but that annoys me to no end. Like people, like if you're a content creator and that's what you do, and you're going out to a restaurant and doing that, that annoys me. Like
Yeah.
it already annoys me when.
Oh, I want some Texas Roadhouse. Sorry.
man, she scrolled big time on
I'm
that
sorry. I don't know why I thought
one.
about
She
that. but
wants
like,
Texas Roadhouse.
It
okay.
does sound good though. But like when you do this or our sister does this, they'll stop before they ever touch the food and want to take a picture of it, and then they stop you. Oh, yours look good. Leave my food alone. And
That's
let
me.
Eat.
I'm guilty.
Like, stop.
I'm like, wait, hold on, don't. Let me see. Let me get a picture.
No.
But
You better
sometimes
take it in the waiter's hand. 'Cause the
sometimes-
waiter's hand, no.
Sometimes, I mean, like
The
last night, the
presentation
food
looks
is
really good.
really good. My freaking chocolate lava cake last night looked amazing,
Yeah,
and
it
so I was like,
All your
I
stuff
gotta
looked
get a
good.
picture. It was so good.
I'm like, I was watching.
The funny
It was
part
so
to
good.
that was if you look in the background, Paul's sitting there like waiting to eat.
It was so good though. It was like so warm,
Yeah.
and I was like, and he was like, "Are you gonna send pictures to Tina?" I was like, "No, I'm not gonna do it like that." He was, but she did call you out talking about your GPS the other day. I was like, "I know, I should."
You
just
didn't
do
have to send me pictures. I was watching. It's
Okay.
fine.
As long as you were watching and you saw my
It
it was venison, buffalo,
Ooh,
and quail. I
really?
think. Yeah. So we went to YO Steakhouse,
Mhm.
and that's a like they have wild game there, and that's why I like going there, because it's not like your typical steakhouse where you're gonna get beef, obviously,
Mhm.
or filet mignon or whatever. You get to try different types of meat, and
Mhm.
it's so good.
I've tried venison before. It's good.
You would have liked
It's
it.
tender.
You would have liked it. But she didn't go. She turned me down and said, I've got better things to do, and go
Like,
lay
sit
on
in
my
my-
couch.
Sit in my bed and eat Whataburger.
Yeah.
He still had Whataburger last night too.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good. It hit the spot.
Maybe next time I send out
Yes.
an invitation, she'll come.
No,
We'll
I
see.
think it's because I had two body contouring. I had one at the beginning of my day and one at the end, and that by itself wears me out. And then I had appointments in between. So yeah, I was
Yeah.
done.
What
I had
is
somebody
that?
say people are so weird. Think about all the people who follow trends more than their own kids. That's Ash
Ash
Trevino.
Trevino.
That's Ash Trevino right there.
Yeah.
And if you see her when she's in New York or Jersey or whatever the hell she's at right now, that's what she like. She's got her kids with her, but she's more about like, oh, I'm getting this that's
And
Gucci.
then
I'm
she's
getting
sitting
that.
there on live, and like her daughters are talking to her, and they're like, "Mom."
She's
Mom,
so dismissive
Mom.
of her
And
kids.
she's like, "Mhm." Yeah. Mhm. She's like, not like, pay attention to your kids. Like, regardless if you're at the point where you have enough people following you,
yeah.
they're gonna watch you if you engage or not. Like, fucking talk to your kids. Your kids are literally mom. That would annoy the shit out of me. Like,
Yeah.
just answer. Like, it does. This is why I can't watch her.
It doesn't matter with your kids, because the one thing she'll always say is, my kids are grown. No, they're not. They're teenagers. That doesn't mean that they're grown. She's like, my kids aren't little. They're grown. No, they're not. Do they live on their
Your
own?
problem.
Are they adults? Are they legal
And
adults?
even if
No,
they
they're
are
not.
grown, if
They're
you're
still your
here
kids.
with me, I'm not gonna ignore you. Like, anyways, but before, because we're pushing time and my phone is on 4%. But body contouring is done with the cavitation machine. It breaks by our frequency.
Joseph called. So it didn't catch the last, I want to say, few.
Okay, that's fine.
minutes or so.
I'm not worried
So
about
I
it. That's fine.
restarted it.
But by our frequency, it breaks down your fat, and then you basically pee it out, and
I'm gonna need a lot
Wait,
of that,
what?
man.
it helps tighten and shape. Like, it tightens your skin and shapes your body. So that's what body contouring is it breaks down all your fat and you pee it out. And you can do it anywhere: your stomach, your back, your arms, your neck, your legs.
I'm looking like 45 stations.
It really works. I did a session on myself this week. I'm on a mission. And I could tell immediately because I put some jeans
I
on.
already pee a lot. That's just gonna make.
Oh yeah, you're really gonna. And then you have to drink water because you have to flush it out.
Mm.
Yeah. All right, though, but we are pushing time. My phone's about to die, and we're about to be out of memory to record for this episode.
Yes. Yes, we are.
So,
all right.
we'll see y'all next week.
Yes, we will have our guest on to talk about men's mental health. We will talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye. See, it says. Let me see. Okay, let me delete this. Okay, now try.